Welcome to the Science and Adventure podcast. Now, my name is Ben Turner. I am the Adventure Coach, and welcome to a podcast where I want to bring you the latest in evidence-based nutrition, in actionable and intelligent training, mental resilience coaching, and adventure skills to get you better at going after your own adventures in the mountains. Now, the people who work with me are people who generally vibe with an outdoor adventure setting. We appreciate nature, we appreciate the outdoors, and we can see and understand what pushing ourselves in the great outdoors can bring to our life. The whole point of me existing in this coaching is because I spent 7 years in the army, and in that time in the army, I spent far too much time doing adventure training. And as I was doing that adventure training, I learnt an awful lot about myself and about the world. I learnt an awful lot of perspective around why the army did adventure training in the first place, in order to train people to be more resilient, better leaders, more agile, both mentally and physically, better, stronger athletes for the mountains, abilities to make decisions under pressure, generally more resilient and capable people. And I want to help apply that to you, to people who are necessarily not in the military, to people who are working jobs, maybe working 2 jobs, running your own businesses, but you want to do more things in the outdoors. You find value in pursuing mountain adventures. That's who you are. And that's who I want to help, because I'm here to do that. And honestly, I don't know where this podcast is going to go. I don't know how established this is going to get and what the style is going to be going forward. I'm keeping this relatively fluid because A, I'm super glad you're here, and B, I feel like I've got an awful lot I need to say. But there's a lot when it comes to nutrition about the actual science behind things, i.e., I don't want to just come at you with tons and tons of science and say facts, bro. I want to give you actionable things. I want every single podcast to have information and implementation for you to go away and do. I want to share with you how I am problem solving with clients. I want to share with you where you can read more, what the actual scientific research says about training and nutrition. I want to be there to demystify and debunk some of the things that you have most likely heard on social media or Netflix or anywhere else on the internet that are just plain wrong. That's not to say that I am the Messiah and that I am the authority on this. That is to say that I know what the evidence base says, and I have studied it long enough to understand how to apply it to you. In addition, with training, what are the best training modalities, both at home and in the gym, in order to progress, for you to become a better mountain athlete? And speaking of athletes, if you're training and adapting to improve yourself, then in my eyes, you are an athlete. You are training to become more capable physically in the mountains. You're a mountain athlete. That's how I'm going to refer to you. And mental resilience. How do we build unshakable confidence that we can apply not just on the mountainside on 2 feet or 2 wheels, but also at work, at home, with our friends, with the stresses of everyday life? How can we become more resilient to overcome challenge in the world, in our lives, and utilizing the great outdoors to become more all-rounded, deeper feeling human beings? Don't know about you, but when I spend time in the mountains, whether I'm running, climbing, mountain biking, doing whatever it is that I want to do, I feel like the best version of me. And I know that if you will be open-minded to experience it, or experience it more if you already have, then you will feel that more as well. That's what I'm here for, and that's what I want this podcast to be. So listen, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. I'm going to keep this first video and audio extremely short because I don't want to keep you here as longer than you need to. I want you to get into the information. I want you to get into the depth. I want you to start implementing straight away, because this is how I want to best serve you going forward to bring about and effect positive and more adventurous change in your life. As we go through each podcast, I am definitely going to be plugging my services, my adventure readiness challenges, my coaching services, because I want them to be there for you, and I want there to be zero barriers between you and me if you feel it is right. You can consume every single one of these podcasts and it not be right, and that's cool. Excellent. Make sure you implement the information though. And if you do feel like, hey, hang on a minute, I think Ben's talking to me here, I want to learn more. I'm not here to message you and go sell straight away. I'm here to message you to see, crucially, if I fit you and if you fit for me. Does that seem fair? I hope so. Now listen, get stuck into the podcasts below and on your podcast platform, and I'll see you in there, team. But listen, it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for lending me your ears. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.